Apparently, I've been up to nothing, like nothing.
The show has some degree of drama and intensity, and for most of the season,
Pot of beans.
why wouldn't they tell us all forms of funny stories like snakes swallowed money and rats became an army of giants and invaded Asura?
Anyway, enough said. I want to hear your own experience.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Pot of Beans podcast. My name is Afro Wendy, and I'm excited to have you here today.
Hi guys, welcome to the Pot of Beans podcast. I tried so hard to say, welcome to another exciting episode of the Pot of, because that has been my go-to line forever. It's time for a change. Anyways, that aside, guys, I have somebody phenomenal. I have somebody amazing. This person has been on this pod. This is not her first time. This is like her second time. So, do I call you a superstar for that, Lamana? Because I am not understanding. Why are you here for a second time? Man, you must be ordinary. Honestly. Okay, so I think I've given away her name. I think somewhere I mentioned Lamana. So I am really sorry. I wanted you to introduce yourself specially because, they say, what did they say? I don't even know. But I know they say something about, you being your personal hype person. So let me leave you to hype yourself a little bit. So Lamana, tell us about yourself. This is your second time. So blow our minds. Tell us. Let us know what is going on with you. What is going on at the moment?
Okay, my name is Lamana Dimlong.
Yay!
Afro-Wed.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. But I didn't. Okay, I wanted them to hear it at the end, right? Because let's just go. Okay.
Okay, and Afro-Wed is making me a celebrity because this is my second time here, and anytime I come here, I get new followers. Also a podcaster. I got my inspiration from Afro Wendy.
Oh,
I am my sister's podcast, where we give out audio recipes for amazingly delicious dishes.
Amazingly delicious. You guys heard that, right? Like, how can somebody start a podcast and they are cooking on the podcast? But she makes it sound, so if not sound, you guys should check it out. Sisters Podcast. You will love it. The imagination that is going through your mind, oh my God, the food and everything, you will love it. Cooking while podcasting, that is like the first of its kind. And I'm really proud of you, Lamana, for starting that. That is really super amazing. I know at the beginning when we were talking about it, I was like, I don't know how it's going to work, but you made it work. And it is good. It is super, super excellent. So well done for that. Let me clap. Let's clap for Lamana. Well done, girl. Well done. And let me just add, since you did not want to say it, Lamana is a slim mama. And I'm not saying it as per, the slim mama that you people know. Lamana is slaying on her. Oh my God. You guys should check out her Instagram. Check out her Facebook. You will see. Glam. I think we should start calling you Lam Glam or something. Because you are always peppering us. Every time pepper is entering our eyes. Come on, take it easy. I've always been telling you, take it easy on us.
You guys, you don't know that I'm learning from Afro Wendy. If Afro Wendy posts one picture like this, it's your chest will pay you, your eye will pepper. Your body will just begin.
Lamana, you know that is not true. You know that is not true. Let us call a spade a spade. We know what it is. You people, you'll be the judge of this. You'll be the judge of this. Go on Amana's Instagram or her Facebook. You will see what I'm talking about. You'll see. She celebrated her birthday recently, and oh God, like. Anyways, so Lamana, I'm really glad that you agreed to come on this show, especially this time, to talk about this. So it's not the usual banter, right? It's not the usual, we're talking about, I think I forgot to mention that Lamana is the ultimate crusher. So Lamana is the ultimate crusher. She crushes, oh God, you guys should see her crushes, next level. Oh my God. Okay, so this is actually a very serious topic, and it's not the usual banter like we did the previous one with the thing about my crushes. This is serious, right? So yeah, that was just on a lighter note, but all I said was true. So it's just that I said it in the tone I said it in, but it's everything is true. But this time around, Lamana has come here to help us, first of all, understand her experience, and also to help people going through grief, right? Help them navigate, help them, I believe that shared experiences serve as, a comfort place or something. Like there's just this thing you feel when you know that, oh, you know what, somebody has gone through this and I can actually go through it and I'll be all right. You just feel like it's not the end of the world. I can be all right. Right? So Lamana is here to help us understand her experience. So Lamana, thank you so much. It's a privilege that you are here to share your story and to inspire. I do know that through what you are going to share today, that somebody will understand how to get over grief, or I don't even want to say get over, because I believe grief is not really something you get over, right? Like, but just sharing your experience and somebody out there knowing that, you know what, I'm not alone in this, right? So I'm really thankful that you are here to share your experience. Thank you so much. It's a privilege. I feel so privileged, guys. Thank you so much. Help me and thank Lamana. Thank you. I can't say thank you and thank you so much. Okay.
Anytime.
So Lamana, I want you to be the one to, narrate your experience. I don't want to say what happened or how, and just help us understand what exactly happened and how it happened.
Okay, good evening, guys, again. I'm sharing the loss of my father. I mean, that is the only biggest loss I have had. I mean, the only loss I've had. So, where to begin? Okay, my dad was an alcoholic, and like he smokes too and all of that, and then he was diagnosed with liver cirrhosis. And the painful part of it is, okay, you know what the problem is, but the person wouldn't want to stop.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got help in the hospital. We've been in and out of the hospital. My graduation from secondary school, he came around now, but he was really sick, but he still came around. And I and my dad are very close. My mom and my dad separated when I was 3 years old, and then I grew up with him. I was pampered and spoiled because I was just small. He was all out and there for me, like in ways that he was not there except for the boys, because of course now we know how Black cultures are. The guys are usually seen as strong men now at whatever age, but all the attention was on me. He made sure I got all I wanted. We had a very good relationship with him. So after secondary school, his condition got intense, and we went to the hospital. Honestly, for me, the last time he was in the hospital before we lost him, we had a conversation. He said he would try rehab, and like there was promises of a better future, a better life after that admission in the hospital. In fact, I went extra miles to dash my old clothes that say new life now. When we come back from the hospital, it's going to be all new and all of that. And I had hope. I mean, when you love someone, you would have hope that they would be better. And then I lost them at the end of the day. And how I got the news was, he died on a Thursday. I was going to see him on a Friday. So, like, I had already folded a few things I was going with already. He was in Jos in my sister's house. He was out of the hospital self. So we're just waiting for when it will be okay for him to come home. And a night before it happened, I couldn't sleep. Like, for some funny reasons, my whole body was hurting. I was turning on my bed, and there was no reason why I was feeling that way. But the Thursday, I was living normal life now. I was trying to feel better and all of that. One of my friend, Wina, was in my house, and a lot of people kept calling me. And I was like, I don't understand. Why is everybody calling me? And I told her I have a bad feeling. She said she doesn't feel good too, but she'll go home and come back. I didn't even know that this girl knew. Wow. And didn't tell me. So my elder brother now came home, and I saw his eyes. I was like, I don't understand. People keep. Then I called my dad. It was my sister that now picked. And then her voice was sounding funny, and she was like, she'll call me back. I was like, no. Then I heard people crying there. I mean, I didn't really, cause me, I have hope still. Then I have as he promised me. And then my brother was like, hey, I didn't know where I was again. You can't, the feeling, I don't know, you can't really explain it. You just feel that thing, that emptiness, that something just broke inside. I was devastated. I wasn't feeling anything for some time. My friends came around and all of that. Gindri is a community, is a family, Yeah. So like people came now and all of that. And then he slept over. He died 31st October 2014. Now, funny thing with our culture, I don't know if it's every culture, but our culture, they come and say funny things like it's going to pass, no, you shouldn't be crying till this time. People, one thing I notice with people is when they come to comfort you when you're grieving, they give you timelines of healing. They give you their own idea of how you should grieve. They come and say, don't wear this, don't wear this. You get, like, people just... So I realized that everybody has an idea of how you should handle this. But to be honest, even you don't know how to handle it, because at that point, all you feel is emptiness, brokenness, and all the terrible things there is to feel deep inside. And really, like, all I felt that time, I could actually point that I was disappointed that it happened. Disappointed at God, disappointed at, like, my dad disappointed me too. I mean, I thought we were going to pull through and all of that. And then disappointed that this habit would have stopped. I don't know the cause of your loss. And I don't know how the person died or how you lost the person. But for me, I felt there was something about the loss in the first place. So we mourned, we grieved. And somehow I was believing people that came to say it, but it didn't pass. I mean, it didn't pass. I wake up every day. I dream about him and wake up in the middle of the night, stranded. Like, usually when I can't sleep, I go to his room. And then, like, you go there and then it's empty.
Yeah.
I became lost. I was lost. That was the next phase I entered of lost. Like, I accepted the fact that he was gone, but then I was lost. I didn't know what to do. People that come around for you come with their timelines. They come with their own ideas of how you should start living now that this person is gone. I am saying this again because if you're out there listening and if you're comforting someone that lost someone, don't mind, just come with open arms, ready to listen to all they would say concerning their grief. You don't place timelines on people and place ideas for them on how they should grieve. I had a classmate that said, remove this picture from your DP now, he has already gone. You get it's like, are you serious right now? Yeah. People say mean things and think they are trying to help you. So the best thing is to just shut up, self. Don't even say anything. Anyway, things changed for me. For me, I started losing weight. I was thinking too much. I was still holding on to the grief of, I wouldn't even say the first day, but it kept getting worse. People say, oh, you get over it, but it kept getting worse. You know, there are times that you need this person for a particular thing. And then I didn't have a good relationship with my mom because, of course, I didn't, like, she was not there when I was growing up. We were separated and all of that. So you wouldn't really know whom to talk to. I have foster parents, but they were not in the country. The Lilos, they were not in the country, although they call and message and all of that. But I don't know, there's just this feeling of this emptiness that this person is not around, this person is gone and is not coming back. It's not like he traveled or something. I started losing weight, and then people around me were not even helping matters. My our setmates had all their calculations. Oh no, she's doing drugs. Oh no, she's sick. Oh no, do you get, like, no one really cared to call and say, oh, you lost your dad, like, are you fine? Is how are you doing? Like, people forget after some time, then they forget, and then it was a terrible time for me, like, really terrible time for me. I had someone that was there for me, like, I'd really like to thank her. We stayed together when I was in my teaching practice. But anyway, I couldn't even control my weight anymore. Like, I kept losing it, and it was kept flying now and all of that. But as time went by, I asked, I do that mirror reflection, and then I looked at myself in the mirror and I couldn't recognize myself. I was sad, I was bitter, I was holding on to the pain, and I realized it's not good for me. Like, if I say I'm a Christian, I'm holding on to the promises of God. Like, He knows the plans now that He said He has for me, and if He's putting me through this, it's because He's there for me. Then I started embracing my situation. Like, okay, it has happened. What can you do about it? You can feel better in ways that you can, like, hold up and be holding some hope for the sake of your father. So for me, it was still Him that made me pick up the pieces and start building again. I mean, if I lose myself in the process and I'm going to put my family through the same pain again, I'm going to put, like, my friends too through the same pain and all of that. And then after he died, I actually lost my stepbrother. We lost Tom. You know, me and Tom were close before. Like, everything just kept happening, like, real fast. And in all honesty, I didn't even feel the pain of those ones because I was already numb. Like, something was already broken inside, like, and all of that. But I started picking up the pieces. I went back to the room, found our old pictures together, found things he has written down about me and things he hoped me and him will achieve together, and then I started working on it. And this time around, I was doing it like I was doing it for two. And doing it to make him happy, like wherever he is, if he's looking down, oh, she's actually making me proud and all of that. And I don't know what everybody has what he believes in, but I dream. Like most times when the dark nights come again, he comes and then like we have conversations and all of that in my dreams. For the pain that you will feel after losing someone, it never goes away. The pain will always be there. But at the end of the day, it becomes a pain we can live with. Like it becomes bearable. It becomes easy to carry. Like people will tell you, oh, you will get over it. You can't. For me, you can't really get over a loss. Like. Then again, another thing I wanted to say about grieving and people coming to comfort you, they come and say, oh, you're lucky self that you're this age. You're lucky that you have other people. Like, pain is pain. Please don't come comfort someone and be telling him, oh, better you're lucky, you have this, you have that, you're done with this, you're done with that. No. You can't tell people what to hurt over, not to hurt over. So after picking up the pieces, I started eating better. I started living healthier. Like I wasn't picked up the pieces. If you see my previous pictures before, like I lost my weight and everything. And then now that I'm gaining my weight back, like I'm getting my body back, I still hear rumors that, oh no, she's doing other things. That's why she's getting it back. Like people will always talk. But for the sake of yourself and for the sake of the person you've lost, just keep on keeping on. And I'd advise that on days that you wake up and miss them so much, and then you want to cry and you want to break down, and then you're like, no, I shouldn't do this. Break down, cry, let it out. Like, just let it out. Feel, like, go through what's been through. Feel the pain. Like, just allow yourself feel it. There's still hope and light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, there'll always be light at the end of the tunnel. But me, mostly, my advice is to people that comfort people that grieve or trying to be there. I know some people that go into drugs and go into other things just to numb the pain. The pain will go away. You don't have to do all of that. It won't go away, sorry. The pain will be there, but it's become bearable. And whatever you do, just put it at the back of your mind that now you are doing this for you and the person that you've lost. The person will be seen in you. If that will give you hope, then just pick up some things that you and the person were doing in the past before and do it now with all that you've got. And I don't know your religion, but your God would always be there for you. Like, he's the one that will comfort you. He's the one that gives the biggest comfort. Find promises in his words. Find comfort in the songs that minister to you, in the Quran, in the Bible, whatever you believe in, just hold on to it. I'm sure it will give you some sort of comfort. So for me, I got better because I wanted to make him proud, and then I couldn't just lose myself like that because he was gone. Let me live for the two of us.
Yeah.
He gave me, yeah.
Wow.
So that.
Lamana, first of all, I am very sorry. You had to go through this. It's not an experience anybody prays to have to go through. I'm terribly sorry, and I know that at that point, I don't think I was actually aware that you've lost your dad, because I think we lost touch after graduation and all that. And anyway, I'm really sorry that you had to go through this, honestly. And it takes a lot of strength for you to be able to share this. It really takes a lot of strength. Thank you for coming on here to share this. So I would just like to ask, it's been years now. Do you sometimes feel that like he should have stayed a bit? Like there are things you need him for. Maybe sometimes you feel if he's around, like I can ask him about this. Maybe you're just going through something and you just feel like if he's around, like I can ask him and he can, like there's just a way, there's just this, I know it's just wishful thinking, but do you wish that like he should have stayed a bit longer? And did you also feel that there was something you should have done that you didn't do? There was something you could have done to make sure that he didn't go? Did you ever feel like that, or do you ever think that?
Yes, yes, as a matter of fact. For the wishing he didn't go, there are things that I would run to him every now and then. Is I would always be his baby. Like I would always be his baby, even after graduation. Like he gets everything for me, clothing to food to everything. I would have, if he was like still here, I would have gone to him every now and then when I have a problem with my recipe, because he was an amazing cook.
Wow.
He was a soldier before he retired into civil service, so he had traveled and he learns how to make things from other cultures as he travels. So if he was here, really, I would have gone to him for almost all my recipes. He was an amazing.
You'll have done podcasts with him too.
Yes, we would have done it with him. I mean, if he was still here, I would have gone to him majorly for that. And I find comfort in him, like him just being around, even when we are not best of friends, even when we have issues with our parents, or sometimes we feel like they are trying to impose things on us. But I really find comfort in him, and I talk to him about all my friends. If I have issues with friends and all of that, I talk to him about. There are so many things, but majorly I would have my podcast would have been with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I felt like there's a lot of guilt I felt when he passed. I felt like when he started falling sick and all, I should have especially insisted on rehab. But I felt like he has been in the hospital and out, and being in the hospital and out, people were starting to say, Baba may run curfew, like here now, you know what he has mental health. No, he's never going away. It was the last time that he never came back that actually scared me. I felt something could have been done or would have been done, but we were so relaxed or something. We were careless. Let me use the word. We were just careless and all. And an addict shouldn't make decisions for himself. I mean, he promises to stop whenever he goes to the hospital, but I felt like, yeah, we could have done something. He would have been here still if we had. So if My advice, if you know anybody around you that has that kind of problem, don't wait for them to make the decisions. Like, it doesn't matter. And then I heard that when you force them there, they have some form of resentment for you. But I stay alive and resentment
That's true.
really than not being here at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lamana. Okay. So I know you mentioned Umbule. That was your support system. Have you ever talked with anybody aside Umbule about how you feel or how you felt like all these years? Did you ever, just sit down to just open up to somebody aside Umbule?
Opening up is how like it's difficult. People get tired of like I told you now, people give you timeline. So it's like you can't really call somebody and be like, but yeah, our amazing crush of that we actually were together for a long time. I really appreciate him. Like, I want to send a shout out there to him. I call him whenever I break down. I call him and then I cry out to him. And he's a good comforter because he listens. He doesn't say anything. He listens. Like, and for me, that is till now that is the biggest form of support. Just listen. And then he just listens and then he says it will get better. Like, all I get from him is it will get better and all of that. But venting and breaking down I have, and then opening up about how I feel, I have done that with him. Friends try to call once in a while to say how are you and all of that. But you just like, oh, like, I'm fine. Because if you say you're not fine, then what is it? And then you start telling them, I miss my... For friends that call now to check and some relatives that call to check, you can't, for me, I don't bore them with the talk because they'll now feel like, oh, this person now, like, we just called to greet and you're disturbing us. Typical of people, human beings, like, they'll just call you and be like they care and all of that, but really they are not caught up for that. They're just keeping in touch for the sake of keeping in touch. Why I'm saying this is because there was a relative that called and was asking, and then I felt like, oh, this person could be a safe space, and then I started, and then like the expression I got and all of that, and then I came and heard that the person said they cannot call us, so we just start venting, or maybe it's a way of us trying to get pity and get money. And I'm like, okay, just let me just be. And then I actually stayed away from my distant relatives and the extended family. It's really not easy for you to feel like you're being a burden, and then the pain you feel inside is actually real for you. Like,
I get.
Do you get? Like, yeah. So, about if you get a few people that listen to you, you are really lucky. And you might not know me, but I'm offering myself. If you need someone to talk to, you can call me. I've been there.
I'm actually smiling when you said that because that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. And one thing, I knew your dad, and I knew how close you were with him, right? I'm sure I know there was a story you told me about him punishing your brothers because of you, right? So I'm just very sorry that he's gone. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, because I do know that in situations like this, words don't really, hold water like that. It's really about people's actions, right? So it's not really about what they say, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever. It's how they show you that, you know, they really care about what you are going through at that point. And anyway, so but for now, I have words, and I just want to say sorry. I don't know if it's the right words, because I feel somehow that sorry might not really be the thing to say to somebody, right? Because I've quite, I don't know, I've been here, or I've been, you know, in this kind of situation, and I don't really think that I liked sorry. So I just hope that you don't have to go through this ever again, right? That is natural, right? It's natural, it happens, but the pain, right? I do hope you never have to go through this kind of pain ever again. It's not something we pray for. That's why I think death is like the most dreaded thing ever. So I'm here. I'm offering you support if you ever need me. So I just want to ask though, did you ever feel like I know you mentioned you lost weight, you know, as a result of, you know, the thinking, the pain and all that. But would you ever call what you went through depression? Would you say it was depression?
I don't know if I should call it depression. I'll choose to call it tough times.
Okay.
There were times that I stay in my room. I never want to go out. I mean, you can call me. You would be at my door, and I'll tell you I'm not home. But I was never really suicidal. Like, I was not. Or I know that sometimes when I talk to their crush, I feel like I feel like ending things and all, and then I mean, he comforts me and he's always there. Like, I know there are times that our relationship goes sour and he still stays because this person is still going through this. And funny, I even met him after it happened. Like, after I lost my dad, that was when I met him. But like, this was someone that helps me through like the listening process. So I don't know if I was suicidal at some point when I'm venting out, then I could say yes, I was depressed. I think you could pass for depression. I'm not sure, you're the master here, you could say.
Yeah. But you went through that.
Yeah, it was really dark. I didn't want to see people. I kept myself away. It took time before I started going for people's events. And even when I go, I avoid people. I try to not hold conversations. Like I'd act busy and all of that. And for our sets, I stopped. I didn't attend any of their things. I know there was a time I protested against being in the group chat and all of that, mainly because some of them actually hurt me by spreading rumors about my situation. Like, you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stayed away from people. I stayed away from events. I avoided people.
Wow.
So if that can be tagged as depressed, well, I went through that phase.
I'm terribly sorry. So what space would you say you are in now? Like, how do you feel now? Do you sometimes remember, you know, it's been years, and you said you picked the pieces, right? But how about now? Like, at this moment, at this point, at this, you know, time and space, how do you feel?
I had a breakdown yesterday. I had a personal situation, and it brought back all the memories. I cried over him again yesterday, and it was like I needed him there for something yesterday. I went through a personal experience that made me feel like if he was here, it wouldn't have happened. A lot of times I feel that way. Like, so breaking down it's I don't know, it's part of the process of going through it, of living with the pain. Breaking down is part of it. And I am at a point of growing, recovering, getting back. I mean, I'm getting my old body back. I'm at that place where all I do is glow and grow, but that doesn't mean that I don't the dark days don't come. They do. And as I said earlier, you just feel it. Like just feel it. It's part of you. If for me, I don't want to bottle it up. There was a time where I bottle it up and be like, oh, okay, there's nothing I can actually. Of course, there's nothing you can actually do about it. Nothing will bring the person back. But now I just realized that just break down and cry for a day or so, and then just pick up and move. Like, it will only get better. The pain is only going to be bearable as time goes by.
That's true. Pain is only going to be bearable as time goes by. That's actually very true. Very, very true. Lamana, I'm really, really grateful for coming here to share this experience. It's not easy dealing with grief, and it doesn't matter how many years or how many days it happens. You know, there's still this pain that you feel, and understandably so, especially if the person is very close to you. And in your case, it was your dad, and you were very, very close. I do hope that this experience inspires someone that is going through grief at this point. I hope that once you listen to this podcast, you are able to say, I'm glad that Lamana has shared her experience and it has helped me, because I know that the pain will be bearable. I hope that this is your testimony when you listen to this podcast, when you listen to this episode. You do know that better days are coming, right? So, and Lamana, I do want to tell you that better days are coming. I wish you all around happiness, because that's all we ever want in this life, right? We never want to feel pain anymore. I wish you all around happiness. And I hope that anybody grieving at this point would also be happy. I hope that you never have to cry and feel hopeless again. I pray that I hope that as you listen to this episode, you're able to feel comfort. I think there's a comfort in hearing other people's stories. For me, hearing your story, I actually feel comforted, Lamana. Like, I feel, okay.
I understand.
Yeah. So, thank you. It's all I can say. Thank you. I'm even lost for words at this point. I am lost for words. But I do understand what it feels like, and by you sharing this, I'm even inspired. I can imagine how it is like for you. You mentioned you were not really close with your mom, and then your extended family, you had to cut them off because people were being mean. So I can just imagine that scenario, that experience. So do you have anything else you want to say to somebody going through grief, somebody grieving at this point that's listening to this podcast, do you have anything to say to somebody that has experienced this and does not know how to navigate? Do you have anything that you want to say to them?
The only thing I can say to you, I just have one thing to say is keep hope alive. Like, just hold on. It will get better. It will the pain will become bearable. Just hold on. Don't give up. Don't do things that are not healthy because of this loss.
Yeah.
Go through the pain. Like, for me, just go through the pain as it is now, as raw as it is. For at the end of the day, there's hope. There's healing that is coming. You just need to open your heart. But then you can't really open your heart when you're not done grieving. So grieve, and I wouldn't tell you when to stop. But just know that there's hope. And there's as long as you're still breathing, that means it's for a reason. There's a purpose for that. And it would not be nice for your maker that you're like giving up and doing other things you're not supposed to do. Just hold on. It will get better.
It will get better. It will definitely get better. Hold on. Thank you, Lamana, for coming on this episode. It's a privilege, like I said before. Like, I'm still saying it again. I feel so privileged, honestly. So do you have? Of course you do, because I know I mentioned it at the beginning of this episode. Your social media handles. Do you have? Yeah, you do have. So can you please share with us, if you will,
Okay.
your
handles? Okay. I also have something I wanted to add. Like, if you know someone that have lost someone or is going through grief, please try and be a safe space for the person. Yeah. And then again, it was family that put me in a good place too. I met a second cousin who took me in, and I've still been with the person, and the person gave me hope too, and all of that. So, like, I still found comfort within family too, and all of that. Not everybody will, but if you know anyone that is going through that, please just be a safe space for the person. Like, you don't have to say anything. You just listen. And in ways that you can, please support them. Like, because all they feel now is pain. That is all I have to say. And then, for my social media handle, why I'm laughing is because they are going to go and see something that you said it was there, or it's not there.
Is there, please? Is there?
So on Instagram is Miss Dimlong, MS_Dimlong. On Facebook is Lamana Dimlong. WhatsApp, don't worry, Afro Wendy will give you my WhatsApp number. If you're going through something like this, please call me. I am going to listen.
Yeah, and that is super awesome. That is super awesome. And yeah, being a safe space is very, 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 I can't stress that enough, very important, right? So don't be somebody that, somebody discuss with you, okay, I lost this person, this is how I'm feeling, and you be dismissive. That's not the way to go, right? Be someone that listens, be someone that, even if you don't have anything to say, just allow them vent, right? Just allow them say what it is that is actually bothering them, right? Let them, be an outlet for their pain. Don't be dismissive. Don't be like, as Lamana said, they'll tell you you'll get over it, you just give it like 2 weeks, or don't do that. Please be a safe space. Thank you so much, Lamana, for coming on this podcast and giving us this. I don't know. I keep saying it. It's now like, oh, I'm over flogging it, but I sincerely mean it, right? When I put out that post and was like, if you've been through this and you reached that, I was really, really excited. I'm not sure my chats will show how excited I was, but I was like, oh wow, this is a rare privilege. Like, thank you so much, Lamana. Thank you. And I'm sorry I took up, this is like 12:08. I'm sorry I took up your night. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. We are doing this in the dead of this, like midnight. We should be sleeping, but you took our time to enable us do this. Thank you so much. Thank you. So guys, thank you so much. If you've listened to this point, I just have kisses for you. Mwah. Thank you for listening to this Pot of Beans podcast. What we do here is we share experiences, we share ideas and opinions. And if you notice, is this, it will get towards a more serious. It will take a more serious tone. That is because there's important work to do in the world than just banter, right? Banter is good, but a lot of people hide pain through banter, and that is not psychologically okay. So so this podcast will take a more serious tone in the future. Not in the future, we've started already. So yeah. Please support this podcast as much as you can. Share this episode. You don't share it because share it because you don't know who might be going through this and they need it. Right? So it's important. You're not sharing to help me with metrics. No, you are sharing so that somebody will find it helpful, useful, and they will use it to heal and to be comforted. So please share this podcast, and you can support this podcast, right? Help us reach more people. You can support this podcast on Instagram. I'll leave my link in the description. I'll leave my Patreon link. And if you want to do Anchor support, you can, please. As little as, I think, 100 Naira on Instagram. And then I don't know how much Anchor support. I've actually forgotten. But as little as you can, please support this podcast. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate everything. You listening, Lamana, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wish you a very good night. I hope that you sleep peacefully like a baby that you are, because you're a baby girl. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting everything you do. I love you so much. Do have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.